Europe is weighing heavily on the company eBay. Its CEO John Donahoe's warning of more overseas headwinds to come.
The second quarter profit was actually up, but a weak forecast had actually scared away investors. eBay shares took quite a tumble. We've got our tech reporter on this story this morning. Nigel Freitas joins us from the Sydney studio. Yeah, market not liking these numbers at all, Nigel.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning to you, Brooke and Carson. Look, eBay actually did quite well in terms of the result, but what the market didn't like is their guidance looking forward, so what's coming up. Now, if we look at the numbers, it's quite solid. Both their revenue and, in fact, their net income were up for the second quarter, and the standout business was really PayPal. That's what we use, of course, when we go online shopping. Now, the PayPal numbers, very strong. Revenue up by about 20% altogether. Transaction volumes, a key indicator, that's up by almost a quarter, 24%, and the number of people using PayPal with active accounts has also increased. So PayPal really driving some strong numbers for eBay. The problem, though, is what's coming up. Now, for the third quarter, analysts were expecting eBay to come in with revenues of around $3.96 billion. But the company instead saying we're looking for $3.85 to $3.95 billion. So they're already blowing that number, analyst forecast number, out of the water. Now, the CEO, John Donahoe, saying basically macroeconomic headwinds from both Europe and Korea are going to weigh heavily on their results going forward. But they haven't changed their full-year guidance, so it's going to put a lot of pressure on their fourth quarter, and many investors simply aren't convinced they can meet those targets.
What about IBM? Have people been convinced by what they've said overnight?
Yeah, this is a really interesting one because IBM's result is pretty bad, but it was much better than analysts expected, so their shares actually gained slightly before dropping back at the end. The numbers aren't great. Q2 profit slipping by 17%, revenue down by 3.3%, but better than what analysts wanted. The big area of concern here for IBM is, of course, their hardware business. Revenues dropped there by 12% this time. This is the seventh quarter in a row their hardware business has come in with dropping revenues, and that is a big area of concern considering they're a hardware shop. On the software side, some more positive numbers. Revenue up there by about 4.1%, and investors and analysts really liking that, saying the business is shifting to a new strategy. IBM, of course, have taken about $1 billion hit in restructuring costs. 8,000 jobs have gone globally, about 1,500 jobs have gone here. But what investors also like is their profit forecast. IBM saying their full-year earnings up to $16.90 a share from $16.70, and the market really liking that too.
No, this is not toilet humour. This is actually spot on, is it not, Nigel? Your last little story of the day, the mobile phone and another alternative to the battery power.
Absolutely.
I've given a hint there.
I hope you're not too squeamish because scientists at a UK university, the Bristol Robotics Centre, have found a way to power your phone using, wait for it, human urine. Now, it's called MFC, microbial fuel cell technology, and essentially this uses bacteria to break down organic matter and create power. Now, a few years ago, and they have been working on this for some time, the researchers there said urine was great for this particular power because it is rich in nitrogen, it is high in potassium, and it is very chemically active. Now, if we fast forward to this week, the lead researcher has come out again and said, we've made some progress, we've actually managed to charge a Samsung phone using MFC. We've been able to get some SMS action going, some web browsing, and make a phone call. The next step now is to try and refine the process to try and charge a battery fully, but we'll make some interesting conversations if people ask to borrow your phone charger in the office. I
was going to say, and commercialising that and taking that to market and convincing people to use that, I'm not sure of that either.
And they are casting doubt over the fact it needs to be nutrient heavy. You were implying that it's always got all that stuff in it. So that anyway, too much of that. We'll talk to you soon, Nigel.
Thanks, Nigel.
Thank you.
Because we have got to leave you for this hour, and there's plenty of breaking news on the other side from here and offshore.